Welcome back to our channel for another deep dive into the scandalous, glamorous, and utterly unpredictable world of Los Angeles fashion and romance. Today is a beautiful, bright day to unpack the explosive new promotional trailer for the week of August 24th, 2026. Grab your favorite beverage, settle into your most comfortable chair, and let us meticulously break down the jaw-dropping twists, the steamy encounters, and the crushing guilt that will leave you absolutely breathless. The bold and the beautiful is turning up the heat to an unprecedented level as the summer begins to wind down, delivering a promotional video that has sent absolute shockwaves through the dedicated fandom. The upcoming week promises to be a monumental, life-altering turning point for several of our core characters, painting a dramatic canvas with deceit, forbidden desires, and fierce maternal instincts pushed to their absolute limits. We are looking at a week where deeply buried secrets threaten to annihilate sacred marriages, and where newly formed, fragile alliances prepare for an all-out war. At the very center of this brewing storm is a complex web of tangled lovers, each desperately clinging to their own version of the truth while the walls of reality rapidly close in around them. To truly understand the sheer magnitude of the impending explosions teased in this promo, we must first take a step back and look at the shattered, bleeding pieces of Will Spencer's heart. Following the devastating and highly publicized collapse of his relationship with Elektra Forrester, Will has been spiraling into a dark, vulnerable, and incredibly self-destructive abyss. The violent, unforgettable altercation at the bikini bar, which tragically resulted in the family patriarch Eric Forrester accidentally taking a brutal punch, effectively sealed Will's romantic fate. Horrified by the violence and the corporate deception, Elektra permanently closed the door on their future, leaving the young Spencer heir drowning in a suffocating sea of isolation and profound regret. This massive emotional vacuum created the absolute perfect opportunity for someone who has been waiting patiently in the wings, ready to strike. Enter the ambitious and cunning Melissa Dillon. The promotional trailer immediately sets the screen ablaze with a visual that confirms what observant fans have been speculating for weeks. The sweet, innocent facade that Dillon initially presented has entirely melted away, replaced by a fiercely determined woman who knows exactly what she wants and precisely how to get it. The footage quickly cuts to the secluded, atmospheric, and highly romantic setting of Will's sprawling beach house. The night air is thick with unresolved tension, lingering heartbreak, and an intoxicating vulnerability that practically bleeds through the screen. We see Melissa Dillon standing under the cascading, warm water of the outdoor shower, but she is far from alone in this intimate moment. Will Spencer, desperate to numb the agonizing, relentless pain of losing the woman he thought was his soulmate, has finally surrendered to the magnetic, undeniable pull of his persistent admirer. The show or scene depicted in the promo is nothing short of cinematic, dripping with raw, unbridled passion and a desperate, almost tragic need for human connection. Water glides over their intertwined bodies as they share a deeply passionate, breathless, and heavy kiss that signifies the point of no return. The sensory details of this encounter are palpable even in a short clip, from the sound of the crashing ocean waves in the background to the steam rising into the cool Los Angeles night air, highlighting the fierce, grabbing urgency of their embrace. It is a moment that definitively crosses the line, transitioning their dynamic from a tentative, questionable rebound into a full-blown, undeniable physical affair. The sheer intensity of their outdoor encounter makes it abundantly clear that this passionate escalation will inevitably move indoors, leading the new couple to hit the sheets before the sun comes up. For Will, this intense physical escalation is a frantic, misguided attempt to erase the memories of his shattered past with Elektra, using physical pleasure as a temporary bandage for a gaping emotional wound. He is a broken man looking for a lifeline, and Dillon has positioned herself as his only savior. For Dylan, however, it is the triumphant, victorious culmination of her strategic patience and unwavering focus. She has successfully navigated the treacherous waters of the Spencer and Forrester rivalry, systematically isolating Will from his former life and drawing him into her web. This night of passion is not just about physical desire for Dylan. It is a calculated victory, a bold statement that she has officially secured her place beside the wealthy and powerful Spencer heir, completely disregarding the professional and personal boundaries she has shattered in the process. However, in the unforgiving, consequence-heavy world of daytime drama, the intoxicating, euphoric haze of a passionate night is always, inevitably shattered by the harsh, blinding, and judgmental light of the morning after. The promotional video wastes absolutely no time in delivering the severe consequences of Will and Dylan's steamy, impulsive escapade. As the sun rises over the beautiful Los Angeles coastline, casting a bright light on the beach house, the post-coital tranquility is violently disrupted by the sudden, forceful arrival of a fiercely protective matriarch. Katie Logan Spencer, operating on high alert and fueled by a mother's terrifying, razor-sharp intuition, bursts through the doors of her son's home. She is already deeply suspicious of Melissa Dillon's dark, mysterious past and her potential connection to the tragic Luna Nozawa incident, making this morning after discovery her absolute worst nightmare brought to life. Katie's piercing eyes instantly lock onto the scandalous scene before her, processing the reality of what has transpired under her son's roof. The promo shows Dylan standing in the corner of the room, her hair still glistening and wet from the ocean or the lingering effects of the outdoor shower, radiating a quiet, defiant confidence. Katie's fierce maternal fury instantly ignites, transforming the usually composed Logan sister into a terrifying force of nature. She does not hold back for a single second, delivering a vicious, cutting verbal lashing that echoes loudly through the beachfront property. Katie looks her vulnerable son dead in the eye, her voice dripping with absolute disgust, and coldly declares that he will never be able to heal his broken heart by using that thing, pointing a disdainful, furious finger directly at Dylan. Being opally degraded and reduced to that thing by a powerful, wealthy Spencer matriarch is a massive, defining moment for Melissa Dillon. It is a harsh, brutal reality check that infiltrating the elite, heavily guarded circles of Los Angeles high society will require significantly more than just seducing the handsome, grieving heir. Dylan quickly realizes that she is completely outmatched in terms of familial power, financial resources, and sheer influence. Katie Logan Spencer is a formidable, dangerous adversary armed with endless resources, a fierce protective streak that borders on lethal, and a relentless determination to dig up every single skeleton hidden in Dylan's closet. Facing the combined, overwhelming wrath of Katie's maternal instincts and the lingering, bitter hostility of her former friend Electra Forrester, Dylan understands that she cannot possibly fight this war alone. The official spoilers for the week of August 24th reveal a highly anticipated, game-changing casting addition that will undoubtedly shake the entire canvas to its very core. In a moment of sheer desperation mixed with brilliant strategic planning, Dylan picks up her phone, dials a familiar number, and summons her mother to the battlefield. Enter Darcy Dillon, portrayed by the incredibly talented and beloved daytime veteran Kelly Sullivan, who is officially making her grand, highly publicized debut in Los Angeles. Darcy is absolutely not a woman who cowers in the face of immense wealth, famous last names, or intimidating social status. She is a fiercely protective, highly cunning, and formidable woman who is ready to go to absolute war for her daughter's happiness, success, and future security. The impending arrival of Darcy Dillon signals a massive, seismic shift in the power dynamics. The terrifying prospect of Darcy and Dylan officially teaming up creates a massive, unprecedented obstacle for Katie Logan Spencer. Darcy will undoubtedly perceive Katie's harsh, degrading treatment of her daughter as an unforgivable, deeply personal insult that demands immediate retaliation. When these two fiercely protective, incredibly strong-willed mothers finally cross paths, the resulting fallout will be nothing short of legendary. Katie is absolutely determined to protect Will from what she views as a calculated, dangerous gold digger looking for a free ride, while Darcy will fight tooth and nail, using every trick in the book to ensure her daughter secures the Spencer fortune and the man she desires. This looming, vicious maternal warfare will force a highly conflicted Will to choose between the powerful family that raised him and the passionate woman who comforted him, adding layers of excruciating tension to the narrative. While the Spencer Beach House is entirely consumed by romantic and familial warfare, the luxurious executive offices of Forrester Creations are suffocating under the immense, crushing weight of a catastrophic, marriage-destroying secret. The promotional trailer seamlessly shifts its focus away from the young lovers to highlight the agonizing, deeply complex emotional turmoil surrounding Steffy Forrester Finnegan, Carter Walton, and Daphne Rose Walton. In a moment of shared, profound grief and heavy, blinding intoxication, Carter and Steffy recently crossed the ultimate, unforgivable line, engaging in a passionate, steamy affair right on the CEO desk. Now, Daphne has unexpectedly returned from Paris, ready to fiercely fight for her marriage, entirely oblivious to the ultimate betrayal that occurred in her absence, setting the stage for a psychological thriller of epic proportions. The tragic, sickening irony of the situation reaches an absolute peak in the upcoming episodes featured in the promo. Daphne, desperate to rebuild her shattered life with Carter and explore alternative, non-traditional paths to parenthood, opens her fragile heart to her husband. In a moment of profound, touching vulnerability, Daphne tearfully confesses that she looks up to Steffy and John Finnegan as the ultimate, flawless role models for her own struggling marriage. She openly praises their unwavering loyalty, their brutal honesty, and their incredible ability to weather any storm that comes their way. Every single word of admiration that falls from Daphne's lips acts as a twisting, jagged dagger plunging directly into Carter's gut. The sheer, agonizing irony of Daphne idolizing the very woman who just engaged in a drunken, passionate affair with her husband is a masterclass in dramatic storytelling. Carter is forced to stand there, physically paralyzed, masking his internal, screaming panic with a supportive, loving smile. He is currently drowning in a vast, suffocating ocean of guilt, absolutely terrified that the slightest crack in his carefully constructed facade will shatter Daphne's fragile mental state into a million irreparable pieces. Carter knows with absolute certainty that the truth would not only instantly destroy his newly reconciled marriage, but also plunge Daphne right back into the dark, dangerous depths of the severe depression she just barely managed to escape. He must forcibly swallow his suffocating remorse, bite his tongue, and silently agree with his wife's completely misplaced, tragic admiration. The psychological toll of maintaining this massive, toxic lie is tearing Carter apart from the inside out. But Carter is certainly not the only one suffocating under the crushing, relentless weight of infidelity. The promotional footage provides a chilling, intimate glimpse into the rapid psychological deterioration of Steffy Forrester Finnegan. Back at the beautiful Cliff House, surrounded by the illusion of a perfect life, Steffy is living a waking, inescapable nightmare. Finn, completely and blissfully oblivious to his wife's shocking betrayal, continues to shower her with unconditional, pure love and unwavering devotion. He holds her close, looking deep into her conflicted eyes, and promises that their love is an invincible fortress. Finn softly and earnestly assures Steffy that they can get through absolutely anything together, completely unaware that the very foundation of their sacred marriage has already been decimated, compromised, and tainted by her drunken, passionate night with the Forrester executive. The camera slowly lingers on Steffi's face in the promo, capturing a dramatic, visceral, and deeply unsettling contortion of pure, unadulterated guilt. Jacqueline McInnes would delivers an absolute masterclass in silent, expressive acting as Steffi's eyes widen with sheer panic and her breath visibly hitches in her throat. The sheer, overwhelming magnitude of her deception is physically suffocating her. A very loud, desperate part of Steffy wants nothing more than to cleanse her tainted soul, to blurt out the horrifying, ugly truth right then and there, and fall to her knees to beg for Finn's forgiveness. She teeters dangerously on the agonizing precipice of a full confession, the destructive words burning like acid on the tip of her tongue. The intense, silent internal war between her moral conscience and her primal survival instinct is written clearly in every strained, panicked line of her beautiful face. However, the stakes of a confession are astronomically, terrifyingly high. If Steffy tells the truth, the collateral damage will be nothing short of apocalyptic. She would instantly detonate her own marriage, potentially losing the man who has stood by her through endless traumas, shootings, and family wars. But the horrific destruction would absolutely not stop there. A confession would completely annihilate Carter's newly repaired, highly fragile marriage, pushing a devastated Daphne right over the psychological edge and into an abyss of despair. Furthermore, Steffy would permanently and irrevocably lose her best friend in Daphne, and the ensuing, highly publicized scandal would irreparably damage her professional reputation as the leader of Forrester Creations. The domino effect of her honesty is simply too catastrophic, too far-reaching, and too devastating to fathom. As the promotional trailer fades to black, leaving viewers gasping for breath, the passionate fandom is left buzzing with the most explosive, game-changing speculation of all. In the high-stakes, dramatic realm of daytime television, a secret affair of this magnitude rarely stays buried without a massive, undeniable physical consequence. The timing of Steffy and Carter's indiscretion, coupled directly with Daphne's heartbreaking infertility diagnosis and desperate desire for a child, creates the absolute perfect, devastating storm for the ultimate soap opera twist. The burning question on everyone's mind is no longer if the horrifying truth will come out, but exactly how it will be revealed. A positive pregnancy test for Steffy would be the ultimate nightmare, potentially leading to a twisted surrogacy cover-up that will keep fans glued to their screens for months to come.